Let's control. All right. Just going to send it out and we will start. Welcome. Sorry for the late start. Going to get into the details of the late start in a moment. And if you're in live chat, I'm going to explain what I put in live chat during the episode. Just give me a few minutes to set up and we'll be ready to go. Share Twitter. Okay. Almost set up. All right. That's all set up. Could use a little bit. All right. Let's start. Okay. Let's begin. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to this week's episode of Benny in the Booth podcast. On this week's episode, we've got MLB news, and with the opening day schedule as it starts up this week, this Thursday, we've got NBA, we've got NFL news to talk about, March Madness, the last two rounds, who ended up winning it, and the NBA weekly recap, and more. Let's get into it. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to episode number 27 of Benny in the Booth podcast. Thank you so much for the support to this point. I very much appreciate it. If you haven't yet, this last Thursday, I did the subscriber special. You can find it the stream on the channel. It will only be on video, so you'd have to go to the YouTube channel exclusively, but you can find it on the YouTube channel. It's the second one, not the first one. The first one was short and really just explain what I was doing, but second one's where mainly everything what happened. But thank you for helping me get to that stream, and hopefully if I get enough good feedback, I might continue doing it yearly because it's something I always do on my own, and I'm willing to keep on doing it for everyone if it works, if I get good feedback from it. Few pointers I want to point out. First of all, I had said Thursday that I had a guest. Sadly, last second, he was not able to come on. So this is going to be a normal episode this week, which is tough. But at the end of the day, you just got to move on. Definitely one of the people I tried getting on said he would come back on a future date. Hopefully I could get the other one too on a future date. But very good people, good YouTubers. Make great content. Both are Brewers fans,
And if you're looking for people for MLB The Show, especially if you're no money spent, I would recommend going check them out. B Kindle is one of the YouTube channels, and Atron is the other one. Hopefully, I'll have them on some point, but just did not work out for the opening weekend series. I do plan to still try to do it throughout the season. It just didn't work out this week as I was hoping for. Also, if you check out live chat, whether you're in live chat or not, I posted a Twitter link. This is a video that came out, I want to say like yesterday, maybe Sunday, of an interview between Yankees current play-by-play guy Michael Kay and I think he's now in the booth for the Yankees, Carlos Beltran, and they go through the whole Astros cheating scandal from Beltran's perspective, and it's very interesting. It's a whole new perspective. You learn a little bit something different from it. Definitely go check it out. I put the link of the tweet in the live chat. I haven't put it in the description, but I hope to later on. It will definitely be in the audio description. Definitely go check it out. Not a long video. It's like a 4-minute video, but it definitely gives you an interesting, whole different perspective on the whole scandal from one of the Astros players' perspectives, which I think was very interesting. And it didn't change much, but it was still interesting to hear. And I would definitely advise anyone to go check it out. Link in live chat, and eventually will be in the description of the video or audio. Anyways, let's get into this week's talks. So there wasn't much MLB news. Still, Michael Conforto is yet to sign. But since we last met, or last had an episode, there hasn't been really much happen. Dexter Fowler going to Toronto. Yeah, really nothing much moves-wise. But what is big this week is that this week we have opening day. Thursday and Friday is officially opening day baseball for MLB. We finally have the season start on Thursday. And I'm going to go over the schedule. I don't have predictions for opening day. If I had more time, if I could have sat down and maybe done like a prediction thing, but honestly just didn't work out with timing. But I'm just going to go over the schedule and we'll move on from the topic for baseball. But anyways, the schedule for Thursday games, the Red Sox are at New York to kick off the day. 1:05 p.m. All times are Eastern, by the way, with the pitching matchup being Nathan Eovaldi against Garrett Cole. The Cubs host the Brewers at 2:20 p.m. Corbin Burns versus Kyle Hendricks in that pitching matchup. The Mets go to D.C. at 4:05 p.m. Their stars to be determined. It's between either Tyler McGill, David Peterson, maybe Scherzer, probably not, or a bullpen game unless postponed, versus Patrick Corbin for the Nationals. Mets are actually the only one that haven't announced their opening day starting pitcher yet. Indians go to Kansas City. That game will start at 4:10. Shane Bieber versus Zach Greinke. Greinke's being a pitcher to start opening day for the Royals 2 times in stretch of a long time period, longest ever in MLB history for one guy for one team. The Mariners go to play at Minnesota to start the season. 4:10 p.m. on Thursday is their opening day game. It's Robbie Ray versus Joe Ryan. The Pirates travel to St. Louis. That game for opening day will start at 4:15 p.m. Matchup being JT Brubaker versus Adam Wainwright, another Cardinal potentially in his last year. The Reds are going to be the team that plays the defending champions at home for the home opener for the defending champions Atlanta Braves, and that game will start at 8:08 p.m. It'll be Tyler Mahle versus Max Fried. The Astros go to Anaheim to play the Angels. That game will start at 9:38 p.m. That's be Framber Valdez versus defending AL MVP Shohei Ohtani. And then the last game on Thursday, not the last of opening day games, as there are some on Friday. The last one's for Thursday. The Padres play at Arizona
game starts at 9:40 p.m. Yu Darvish versus Madison Bumgarner, which is kind of funny because it's literally the same opening day series as last year, but last year started in San Diego. This year starts in Arizona. And then the ones that start on Friday, Thursday being the 7th, Friday being the 8th, the White Sox play against the Tigers. That game is going to start at 1:10 p.m. Lucas Giolito versus Eduardo Rodriguez. The Athletics travel to Philadelphia to face the Phillies. 3:05 p.m. game, Frankie Montas versus Aaron Nola. The Orioles play at Tampa Bay. 3:10 p.m. John Means versus Shane McClanahan. Dodgers go to Colorado for opening day once again. That game will start at 4:10 p.m. Walker Buehler versus Kyle Freeland. Miami goes to San Francisco for opening day, 4:35 p.m. starting time. Sandy Alcantara versus Logan Webb. And then Texas at Toronto, 7:07 p.m. John Gray versus Jose Barrios. And that is your opening day schedule for MLB. We'll see how it starts. I will cover what happens between opening day and between the time periods of now until next episode, which I do plan to do it the same format as I do NBA, as in like I go through like what the record of that time period, the results, and then standings, and then that night's schedule. That is going to be my plan. If I have notes from certain games, I will note it. Hello, Daniel. Welcome to the podcast. So, NFL news. Really even NFL, it's been not the craziest of things necessarily. There was actually April Fool's joke that came out that Julian Edelman was going to be joining Brady in Tampa, but it just turned out to be an April Fool's joke. And then there's also the thing that came out today. I'm saying this while I'm strolling through to see if there's anything to note. But before I get to it, Tyreek Hill today. Hold on one second. I have to pull this up because I'm forgetting exact words. But he had some interesting first reflections about Tua Tagovailoa, his new QB with the Miami Dolphins now. I just have to find it. I can't find it, but it was basically like he was saying that like Tua is like going from Mahomes to Tua is like going from like a Maserati or some like big car to like a 2001 Honda car, which I just sat there and was like, you're really saying that about the quarterback you're about to play with? Like, that's not a good sign, and it's just kind of a head scratcher. We'll see if that leads to anything or not. By the way, one of the big moves that actually has happened since last podcast is that Devontae Parker got traded to the New England Patriots along with the 2022 fifth rounder in exchange for a 2023 third round pick. That was like a huge move, especially the fact that Miami's trading a receiver away. I don't know if like maybe give more opportunities for Tyreek Hill, but definitely was an odd move. The Browns today actually made a really odd move. They re-signed Chase McLaughlin to a 1-year deal, which I'm even surprised they brought him back after how much struggles he had last year. And I don't know what this says. I don't know. It's like a whole bunch of question marks left by the signing. Let's see. Pretty much is it for the AFC. There was a trade between Eagles and Saints. Hold on a second. There's a boatload of draft picks trade on, or a whole load of draft picks. Let's see. Here we go. The Saints traded the 18th round pick this year, the first 18th round overall pick this year, which is a first round, 101st round pick, 101st overall pick, the 237th overall pick, the 2023 first round, and 2024 second round pick to the Eagles. And the Saints got back the 16th pick, the 19th pick, and the 194th pick. Really odd trade, but I mean, hey, if it works out for the teams, it works out. But definitely an odd trade that like caught everyone by surprise, just like the amount and like different rounds. But who knows? Maybe it ends up working out for both sides. And that's pretty much like the gist of what's happened since last episode. So, college basketball, March Madness, the Final Four in the national championship game, all wrapped up. So this will be the last time for a year that we talk about March Madness. Final Four in the Kansas versus Villanova. This was pretty much Kansas all the way. They had this game from beginning to end. Beating Villanova to advance to the national championship game, 81-65. And then the other game, North Carolina and Duke. This was a great game by both teams, back and forth. In the end, though, North Carolina was able to barely beat out Duke to advance to the national championship game against Kansas, 81-77. And that set up in the national championship game, North Carolina versus Kansas. Kansas actually took the lead a bit in the first half, but North Carolina jumped out to a 15-point lead at half and looked like maybe they'd be able to hold on. But Kansas came all the way back to win the national championship, 72-69, as they are your 2022 March Madness champions this year. And my predictions from the last two rounds, I went 2-1. With my total record from this year being a March Madness on the podcast being 32-15. And that's the wrap up of March Madness. Final thoughts, what a crazy year. A crazy tournament. Lots of upsets, lots of the Cinderella story of Saint Joseph, which who knows if they're even going to be able to make it back because they lost their coach and two people transferred from St. Joseph. So they might not even make it back after this year, but they pulled off a heck of a run, and kudos to them. We'll see what happens in their future. And that's the wrap up of March Madness. So now the last part of the episode, the NBA Weekly Recap. Starting off with the East, Milwaukee this time period since last episode went 2-2, winning last Tuesday at home against Philly 118-116. Winning on Thursday at Brooklyn, 120-119 in overtime. Losing on Friday at home against Clippers, 153-119. Losing on Sunday at home against the Mavericks, 118-112. The Sixers in this time period went 2-2, losing on Tuesday at Milwaukee, 118-116. Losing on Thursday at Detroit, 102-94. Winning on Saturday at Charlotte, 144-114. And winning on Sunday at Cleveland, 112-108. The Cavs and Bulls in this time period went 2-1, winning on Tuesday at Washington, 107-94. Winning on Thursday at home against the Clippers, 135-130 in overtime, coming back from down 15 at some point in this game. Losing on Saturday at home against the Miami Heat, 127-109. The Wizards in this time period went 2-2, losing on Tuesday at home against the Bulls, 107-94. Winning at home on Thursday, Wednesday against the Magic, 127-110. Winning on Friday at home against the Mavericks, 135-103. And losing on Sunday at Boston, 144-102. Detroit in this time period went 3-1, losing on Tuesday at Brooklyn, 130-123. Winning on Thursday at Philly, 102-94. Winning on Friday at the Thunder, 110-101. And winning on Sunday at Indiana, 121-117. Brooklyn this time period went 1-2, winning on Tuesday at home against Detroit, 130-123. Losing at home against Milwaukee on Thursday, 120-119 in overtime. Losing on Saturday at
Atlanta 122-115. Cavs in this time period went 1-3, losing on Wednesday at home against the Mavericks 120-112, losing at Atlanta on Thursday 131-107, winning at the Knicks on Saturday 119-101, and losing on Sunday at home against Philly 112-108. Indiana in this time period went 0-3, losing on Wednesday at home against Denver 125-118, losing on Friday at Boston 128-123, and losing on Sunday at home against the Pistons 121-117. The Magic in this time period went 0-3, losing on Wednesday at Washington. 127-110, losing on Friday at home against the Raptors 102-89, losing on Sunday at home against the Knicks 118-188, not 188. Miami in this time period went 3-0, winning on Wednesday at Boston 106-98, winning on Saturday at the Bulls 127-109, and winning on Sunday at Toronto 114-109. Boston in this time period went 2-1, losing on Wednesday at home against Miami 106-98, winning on Friday at home against Indiana 128-123, winning on Sunday at home against the Wizards 144-102. Charlotte in this time period went 1-1, winning on Wednesday at home against the Knicks 125-114, and losing on Saturday at Philly 144-114. Knicks in this time period went 1-2, losing on Wednesday at home against the Hornets 125-114, losing on Saturday at home against the Cavs 119-101, winning on Sunday at Orlando 118-88. Toronto in this time period went 2-1, winning on Wednesday at home against the Timberwolves 125-102. Winning on Friday at Orlando 102-89, and then losing on Sunday at home against Miami 114-109. Last team in the East for the recap, Atlanta went 3-0 in this time period, winning at home at the Thunder on Wednesday 136-118, winning at home against the Cavs on Thursday 131-107, winning on Saturday at home against the Brooklyn Nets 122-115. That's it for the East recap for this week. In the West, the Lakers in this time period went 0-4, losing on Tuesday at Dallas 128-110, losing on Thursday at Utah 122-109, and losing on Friday at home against Pelicans 114-111, and losing on Sunday at home against the Denver Nuggets 129-118. The Mavericks in this time period went 3-1, winning on Tuesday at home against the Lakers 128-110, winning on Wednesday at Cleveland 120-112, losing on Friday at Washington 135-103, winning on Sunday at Milwaukee 118-112. There actually was, by the way, no games yesterday in the NBA. I guess that's courtesy for a national championship in college basketball yesterday. But yeah, they had like no games at all yesterday. All the games were for this time period were finished by Sunday. Anyways, Clippers in this time period went 3-1, winning on Tuesday at home against Utah 121-115. Losing on Thursday at the Bulls 135-130 in overtime, winning on Friday at Milwaukee 153-119, winning on Sunday at home against the Pelicans 119-100. Utah in this time period went 2-2, winning on Tuesday at the Clippers 121-115, winning on Thursday at home against the Lakers 122-109, losing on Saturday at the Warriors 111-107, winning on Sunday at home against the Lakers 129-118. Nuggets in this time period went 1-1, winning on Wednesday at Indiana 125-118, losing on Friday at home against Minnesota 136-130. Minnesota in this time period went 2-1, winning on Wednesday at Toronto, losing at Toronto on Wednesday 125-102, winning on Friday at Denver 136-130, and winning on Sunday at Houston 139-132. Sacramento in this time period went 2-1, winning on Wednesday at Houston 121-118. Winning once again at Houston, this time on Friday 122-117, losing on Sunday at home against Golden State Warriors 109-90. The Rockets went 0-3 in this time period, losing at home against the Kings 121-118 on Wednesday. On Friday, losing at home against Sacramento 122-117, losing on Sunday at home against the Timberwolves 139-132. The Thunder in this time period went 1-2, losing on Wednesday at home against Atlanta 136-118, losing on Friday at home against Detroit 110-101, winning on Sunday at home against Phoenix 117-96. Memphis in this time period went 2-0, winning on Wednesday at San Antonio 112-111, winning on Friday at home against Phoenix 122-114. San Antonio in this time period went 2-1. Losing on Wednesday at home against Memphis 122-111. 112-111, not 122. 112-111. Winning on Friday at home against Portland 130-111. Winning on Sunday at home against Portland, once again, this time on Sunday, 113-92. Phoenix in this time period went 1-2. Winning on Wednesday at Golden State 107-103, losing on Friday at Memphis 122-114, losing on Sunday at OKC 117-96. Golden State in this time period went 2-1, losing on Wednesday at home against the Suns 107-103, winning on Saturday at home against Utah 111-107, winning on Sunday at the Kings 109-90. The Pelicans in this time period went 2-1, winning on Wednesday at Portland 117-107, winning on Friday at the Lakers 114-111, and losing on Sunday at the Clippers 119-100. And the last team to go over for the West, the Trailblazers went 0-3 in this time period, losing on Wednesday at home against the Pelicans 117-107, losing on Friday at the Spurs 130-111, losing on Sunday at San Antonio 113-92. And that is the weekly recap for both the East and the West. To update you on the standings, the Eastern Conference is set on who's in the playoffs and who's not. It's just a matter of whether you're going to be in playing game or if you're going to be in the firm playoff spots without having played in the playing game. But as of right now, the teams are set. The teams being Miami, Boston, Milwaukee, Philly, Chicago, Toronto, Cleveland, Atlanta, Charlotte, and Brooklyn. Everyone else is officially eliminated in the East. The West is almost set. We'll get to that in a moment. But to go over the exact standings, Miami is your number 1 seed, having clinched their division 51-28 on a 4-game win streak. Boston 2 seed 49-30 on a 2-game win streak, having clinched a playoff spot. Milwaukee 40-30 is your 3 seed on a 2-game losing streak, also clinching a playoff spot. Philly also clinching a playoff spot as your 4 seed 48-30 on a 2-game win streak. Bulls are the 5 seed 45-33 on a 1-game losing streak. Toronto 45-33 as a 6 seed on a 1-game losing streak. Those are the teams outside of the playing game right now. Cleveland 7 seed 43-36 on a 1-game losing streak. Atlanta the 8th seed 41-37 on a 5-game win streak. Charlotte the 9th seed 40-38 on a 1-game losing streak, having clinched a play-in spot. Brooklyn 40-38 on a 2-game losing streak, clinching a play-in spot. And the teams eliminated: Knicks 35-41 on a 1-game win streak. Washington 34-44 on a 1-game losing streak. Indiana 25-54 on a 7-game losing streak. Detroit 23-56 on a 3-game win streak. And Orlando 20-59 on a 6-game losing streak. In the Western Conference, pretty much almost everyone's eliminated but the Lakers. So some teams have clinched playoff spots, but almost any team below the play-in is eliminated except for the Lakers as of the recording this video. But anyways, Phoenix is the number 1 seed, 62-19 on a 2-game losing streak, but they have firmly concealed up that they're going to be the top team in the West, along with their division, obviously, in a playoff spot. Memphis is 2 seed, 55-23 on a 7-game winning streak, having clinched their division. Golden State 50-29 as 3 seed on a 2-game winning streak. They clinched a playoff spot. Dallas clinching a playoff spot as well as 4 seed, 49-30 on a 1-game winning streak. Denver 5th seed, 47-32 on a 1-game win streak. Utah the 6th seed, 46-32 on a 1-game losing streak. That's it for the teams that wouldn't be in playing game as the playoffs were today. Minnesota the 7th seed, 45-34 on a 2-game win streak. Clippers 39-40 as your 8th seed on a 2-game winning streak, having clinched a play-in game. New Orleans 34-44 on a 1-game losing streak as the 9th seed. 10th seed being San Antonio 33-45 on a 2-game win streak. One team officially not eliminated, but outside of the playing game
even so much. Right now, for the West, is the Lakers 31-47 on a 6-game losing streak. Teams officially eliminated in the West. Kings 29-50 on a 1-game losing streak. Portland 27-51 on a 7-game losing streak. Oklahoma City Thunder 23-55 on a 1-game winning streak. Houston 20-59 on a 4-game losing streak. And that's a standings update. And then tonight's schedule for NBA: Philly at Indiana at 7, Cleveland or Orlando at 7, Houston at Brooklyn at 7:30, Charlotte and Miami at 7:30, Atlanta, Toronto at 7:30, Milwaukee at Chicago at 8, Washington and Minnesota at 8, Portland at OKC at 8, San Antonio at Denver at 9, Memphis at Utah at 9, New Orleans at Sacramento at 10, and Lakers at Suns at 10:30. And that is the week. That is the schedule for tonight's game, and that is in the NBA. And that is this week's episode of the podcast. A shorter one, but it had a lot of key information. Don't forget to check out the live stream of the subscriber goal, and don't forget to leave me feedback, whether it's in these comments in the live stream comment section, whether you enjoyed the whole concept or not, because that's where I will base off whether I will do it continually or not. But either way, and even if you like it and you have like recommendations for future years of how I should do it, let me know, because I'm even open to changing how I do it, whether it's maybe I do it on the day after instead of that night, so it's not as late, or if it's do a bit of a different structure, like have more gameplay or something like that. Let me know. I'm open. So let's wrap this up meanwhile. Thank you, everybody, for coming back for this week's episode of Benny in the Booth podcast. On next week's episode, we'll have MLB games to finally start. We'll have the MLB to start to cover the actual regular season. Whatever moves might happen before opening day, as that's deadline for any move to happen. We'll also have NBA weekly recap. More NFL news that could also happen. I did also forget to mention Craig Kimbrell got traded from the White Sox to the Dodgers for A.J. Pollock. Zach Collins got traded from the White Sox to he got traded somewhere. I'm forgetting where he got traded. And Austin Meadows got traded from Tampa to Detroit for Isaac Paredes. Either way, thanks for watching this week's episode of the podcast. If you are new, subscribe down below and hit the notification bell so you're live when we go so you're notified when I go live or post video. Thanks for watching. See you next week after opening day, and enjoy opening day if you're going to watch it. Goodbye.